Hey everyone, welcome to the Queenie Galore Hip Hop Podcast, episode 1. Of course, I'm your host, Queenie Galore, and I have a special guest with me today. His name is 1228, the Great.
How you doing? How's everybody?
Good.
How you doing today, Queenie Galore? Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. Thank you for being here.
No problem.
So first thing is first, I want to again thank you for being here for my first episode because I'm a little shy.
It's all good. It's all
good. You know.
Just don't beat me up too much with the questions. Don't beat me up too much.
I'm kind of stepping out of my comfort zone, so this is very new to me, and I appreciate you for being with me.
No problem.
This.
You gotta start somewhere.
Definitely.
Let's do it.
So the first thing is I wanted to just ask you, where did you get the name 1228 the Great?
So 1228 the Great is my birthday. December 28th.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Shout out to all my Capricorns, you know what I'm saying? All the earth signs out here.
That makes sense.
So it stands for my birthday. I got the name from how you get a username for your email, so you put your first initial, your last name, and maybe your birthday or something like that to remember it, or you use that for your password. So I was making an email, and it was my first initial, my last name, and then 1228. I was like, ooh, that 1228 got a little ring to it. And then, I tried different names, like Young this and Little this and this. But that 1228, it just stuck.
Okay.
So it stands for my birthday. And I just added the Great because I just wanted to.
Okay.
Great, so.
Cool. Oh. So what made you, you just said what made you come up with the name. You just told me that. So who is 1228 the Great?
I'm just out here.
You out here?
Nah.
Well, what, for real?
No, I'm playing now.
What does that signify?
It signifies me as a creator, an artist, just somebody, a thoughtful, intellectual person who has many talents, music. I have different visions as far as creativity. So I'm just somebody that wants to spark conversation, change the world, bring an impact to the world and, make people feel good, whether it's through music or whatever art avenues I can go through.
Okay. So I definitely been doing my research of you, and I got a chance to listen to, most of your songs, some of your songs that you have created. And one of the songs that definitely stuck out to me the most is called Sick and Tired.
Okay.
Yeah. So what kind of state of mind were you in at that time when you was creating?
Just like the song. I was sick and tired.
Right.
That song specifically, that's more that's a song that goes back to what we're dealing with in the world, with the racism and the injustice that happens, with unarmed, men and women of black people getting killed by police, and there's no justice. And that song was just me just channeling the energy that everybody was feeling, just watching over and over again these cops killing people that are unarmed, and they don't go pretty much they just walk away without any punishment. They may get they may get fired, or they may get laid off for a period of time, but at the end of the day there's no real justice.
No,
so
it's not.
That song Sick and Tired was just me expressing and channeling that energy, we sick and tired. How many times y'all gonna keep killing us, and we just gonna sit here and keep protesting, or we just gonna keep asking and trusting the justice system, and each verdict comes back not guilty. So that song was just that all encompassing one song, just to express that we sick and tired. So I was speaking to not only my frustration, but just the frustration of all of us that have been experiencing and watching this injustice, whether white, black, or whoever. We all are sick and tired.
Definitely. Definitely. And especially with what's going on in the world that's been going on this year specifically.
Yeah, it's a lot.
It's been a lot of things that's been happening.
This is true.
Which brings me to my next question. I wanted to get your thoughts on how do you feel about this year overall in general? As far as everything that's been going on in this world.
So we got to give context. So if somebody watching this 10 years from now, this is 2020.
Yeah.
And this has
been a
this is
crazy.
The pandemic,
year.
Coronavirus, election year.
Yes.
Race relations, injustice happening. It's been a lot. My opinion of the year, one thing about, back to the question you asked, like, who is 1228? Like, I'm all about spreading love. I'm all about positivity. So as much as there's been injustice and, a pandemic that we all trying to do our best to stay healthy and aware of what's going on, like, I'm big on staying positive and still standing. So
right.
My whole mantra is Still Standing Enterprises, my company. That's what we all about. So this year 2020, I think this is the still standing year. This is the make or break year. This is
right.
about the survival of the fittest. This is about, doing the things that you wanted to do, or that business or that idea or that hobby. Now, like, we actually have the time to do so. So I feel like this year has been truly a blessing in a way.
It has. It has.
As much as there's the bad side, as far as like the pandemic and people losing their lives, people losing their jobs, homes and things of that nature, the good thing is we're still here and there's more time available for us to actually go for what we want. And I'm just trying to make the best of this year. So
definitely. And I think this year for me specifically, it was more of becoming more introspective,
right,
to my own being on a spiritual level.
Right.
So I totally get it. Like, 2020 has been one hell of a year.
This is true, yeah.
But it's also been some good parts that has come to
it's good and bad.
Yeah, because you got to sit.
Yeah, you got to
and evaluate a lot of things.
Absolutely, it was a lot of slowing down this year.
Right, that's for sure. So, what does hip hop mean to you?
Everything. Hip hop is lifestyle. It's culture. It's the outlet to tell our story. It's the thing that brings communities and different people around the world together.
Yeah.
It's a language. There's a feeling. It means everything to me, because somebody that creates music and that's part of the hip hop community, like, that's like, it creates a family in a way where you actually can create a vibe with brothers and sisters that may not look like you or may not even speak the same language as you do. So to me, hip hop, it means everything. The people that paved the way.
Definitely.
The people that are the founders and the curators and the creators of this culture, that are the ambassadors. Like, it means everything to be and to say that I come from that lineage.
That origin.
Yeah, absolutely. So it means everything to me.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So who inspired you to rap?
Kanye West.
Okay.
Kanye West, 50 Cent.
Okay.
Just life.
Yeah.
And then not just rappers, but like Bob Marley.
Oh, yes.
Michael Jackson.
Come on.
People like that.
Yeah.
Like, just people that really put great energy into their music and passion. Beyonce.
Yes, she's definitely amazing.
Women. I'm gonna be honest. Like, women inspired me to rap. Like, just my peers.
Okay, so in what way did women inspire you to rap?
A couple ways.
Okay.
One is to show and shine the light on females and hip hop in a positive way, because we do have that side of hip hop where it's predominantly, it could be a little degrading and misogynistic. So I wanted to bring some balance to that conversation and to that perspective. Growing up from 5 different sisters, I have 5 sisters.
Okay.
I have nieces.
Right.
I want daughters one day. So
you grew up with women.
Yeah, I grew up with women.
Yeah.
So being in an environment with women and just seeing different stories and different struggles, and also just kind of just not seeing women represented in hip hop in certain ways, that inspired me. So women, and like I said, my peers, like, just growing up, going to school, we beating on the table, rapping,
I
got
remember
the best
those
verse,
days.
the ciphers, the battles, like, all of that inspired me
those were good
to
times.
be a rapper. Like, it's always been something that I always had around me as a child. Like, I was like 5, 6 years old when I wrote my first rap. You get what I'm saying? My cousins, shout out to my older cousins, like they was rapping.
Right.
So they, I wanted to hang out with them. So I'm 5, 6, they older than me, so to fit in, I got to come up
right
with my
some lyrical content. Okay, so what motivates you on the daily basis?
Man, again, my family, my mom, my dad, my nieces, my nephews, my siblings, and my peers, like my community, the place I come from, like that inspires me on a daily basis. Like, like I said, I'm a very optimistic person, so I'm all about still standing. I'm always all about like trying to see the positive in everything. So that inspires me within itself when there are negative situations or there are not so great situations. What can I create or what can I do to give people some type of peace, give some people some type of healing? So that's really my main goal with making music and creating, So that's on a daily basis.
That's dope.
Yeah.
So do you prefer to call yourself an artist or a rapper? Because sometimes,
I like to say artist.
An artist?
Yeah,
okay, so
raps.
Okay. What's the difference between an artist and a rapper?
I think an artist could be multifaceted in creativity,
okay.
Meaning that can go to drawing, that can go to photography, that can go to video, that can go to designing the way you put your clothes, that can go to your brand, and rapping is just specific as far as like really being a great lyricist and having a great flow and a delivery and captivating an audience with your words.
Right.
So rapping is like an extension under the umbrella of my creativity.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Okay. Now, another song that I did get a chance to hear that also stood out to me is called My Debt to Society. You definitely killed that.
Thank you.
Lyrically.
I appreciate
honestly.
that.
So I really wanted to ask you, like, what is that song specifically about?
I called it My Debt to Society because that's a song where it's just bars.
Yes, it definitely was nothing but bars.
There's no hook.
Right.
So I wanted to pay my homage to like really going back to that kid that I was, in the lunchroom writing my little raps, in the ciphers and things like that. I wanted to like have that moment,
right?
Where it's just bars. It's just nothing but just raps on top of raps and punchlines and flow, and the beat is just banging. Like that's what I felt like I owed hip hop.
Yeah.
So I felt like that's what I'm saying. That's my debt to society. I'm paying my debt to all of my favorite MCs that came before me. Like, yo, I owe y'all. Like
right.
that was my way of saying thank you.
Okay.
In a way.
Okay, so what are some of your political thoughts on what's been going on this year as far as the election?
Yeah, I think, it's a big time for us, a new president. A lot of people are not pleased with the president that we've had, so it's a critical time. Voting is important. Some people choose not to vote, some people choose to participate. I feel like whatever you do choose, I feel like just make sure you have the knowledge that you need to have to, going into it. I feel like we should probably approach politics more differently as far as like having more youth involved, because for so long it's like we have older men that basically are running the show, running this country, America. So I think it would be great if we could start inserting the millennials into the political world, just so that we can have a say on what's going on, because we're coming of age.
Right.
I know it's like, well, you guys don't really know anything, but we have these things. So it's like, no disrespect, but if you 75 years old,
right,
you're not really in tune
right.
as the youth is. So I think we need to have the youth included somehow, because in history, King Tut was he was a teenager and he led a war and he was the king.
Right.
So that whole we're too young, I think we need to reconsider that and maybe approach it differently. So also look into not just the president, but just the senator and the congressman.
Now that's important.
And I think we need to I like the fact that like celebrities have been stepping up like Ice Cubes, and sitting down with, you know, the president and the candidates, just to ask, like, yo, listen, what are y'all gonna do for the people? Like, you want our votes, but we're gonna need something in exchange. So I think that's a powerful thing. To not only are we going out and voting, but we also are making demands as far as like what do we need,
right?
You know, because you're here to serve us. You want our votes. So I think things like that are important.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's very important. And I also feel like, you know, with this election, as us being young adults, we have to know what's going on.
Yeah, we have to be
knowledge-wise.
Yeah, we have to be aware of what's going on. And that's just not politically.
Right.
That's health-wise.
Personally.
That's personal, spiritually. We have to be well aware of what's going on and stay in tune to what's going on. So absolutely, that's very important.
And last but not least, where do you see yourself 5 years from now? Artistically and personally. 5
years from now, I want to have a classic under my belt. I want a project that people like, yo, that's a classic.
Yeah.
I want to be more evolved as a creator, meaning that I want to be in a situation where I've collaborated with different people. Like I've gotten those itches off as far as like creative wise, like, you know, the things that I have in my head, I want to actually be able to see them.
Yeah.
That's in all ways artistically. And you said personally as well?
Yes.
I want to have a home. I want to own a home. I want several streams of income outside of just my music. I want to have multiple streams of income, different revenue streams. I want to be more on top of my health as far as my diet, my exercising, you know. I also want to, you know, I would love some kids. Like, I want some stability, want some kids, like, you know, people that's counting on me.
Right.
So family, you know, I want to have my mom have a crib to it.
Yeah.
Shout out to my mom. You know what I'm saying? I want her to get her house that I promised her.
Okay.
I want to, you know, be able to be in a better financial situation as far as where I can invest in different business and revenue streams, and I can create freely and without any restrictions.
There's nothing like creating freely.
Absolutely.
Hey you guys, it's your girl Queenie Galore. Thank you again for watching my video, and make sure that you do subscribe on my YouTube page. Thank you. Much love.